Anne Hawley has had the good fortune to spend more than 2 decades surrounded by some of the most breathtaking images in the world. Works by Botticelli, Sargent, and Raphael and Vermeer. As director of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, she picked up the pieces after an infamous heist and went on to oversee a major expansion. But now she's stepping down, and WGBH News arts editor Jared Bowen recently caught up with her.
This is her apotheosis. I mean, what else could it be? It's just so extraordinary. I mean, this, it doesn't get any better than this in painting.
This was Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum director Anne Hawley late last week, stopping at Titian's Europa, one of her favorite paintings in the collection. Hawley has the energy and enthusiasm of a brand new arrival when she's anything but. After 25 years at the helm, Hawley says she will step down at the end of the year.
Look at you, you're so animated right now. You are more enthusiastic than most people would be at the end of a tenure.
Well, I love this place, and I think it's going to have an even greater future, because I think that museums are public spaces where people who are so worn down by the wear and tear of everyday life can come and find themselves again.
Only the Gardner's fourth director, she inherited a museum which, per Mrs. Gardner's will, could not be altered. And yet Hawley infused the building with a freshness, establishing contemporary art and landscape curators, and a very productive artist-in-residence program.
To have a month of time to just think and dream and be stimulated, I thought was something we could do because of the history and because of our facilities. It's just a sanctuary, and it's got so many treasures from the past and things buried in the archives, you know, like Whistler's walking stick.
Hawley's most splashy legacy is the museum's new wing. Designed by Renzo Piano, it opened in 2012 as part of a $180 million capital campaign. A gleaming structure standing in deference behind Gardner's Palace, it added a soaring concert hall and new special exhibition space.
The new building is so thrilling to me. It worked out so well, better than I could have imagined. And our curatorial team is all endowed. We're in great financial shape.
But there has always been the theft. Just months after starting, Hawley received an urgent phone call.
I got very scared and went in the back way to try to get more information. And I think I was just numb with shock.
In March 1990, thieves made their way into the Gardner, stealing 13 works of art, making it one of the most notorious, unsolved art heists of all time, and an unfortunate legacy Hawley has always had to manage.
I think it made us all, the trustees and the staff, probably more determined than ever to succeed, that we were not going to let this defeat us, and we haven't.
Hawley is convinced the stolen art will one day be returned, just as she's certain the museum will now pass into good hands.
Why step down now?
Well, you know, I think people should step down when they're at the top of their game, and I think the museum's ready for a new chapter, and it would be great to have someone from a younger generation come in and take it on, and it's just a good time to let someone else take over.
So, Jared, how does the Gardner today compare with the Gardner when Hawley took over?
You know, it's very different. Well, I'm not old enough to have covered it when she first took over, despite your implication there, Adam. But the museum has really substantially changed, I think, in the decade that I've been covering the arts here in Boston. With the building of the new wing, it's taken all of the what they call the business, the coat checks, the ticket buying, everything like that out of the museum. So you can really go into the Gardner, the palace part, and appreciate the art. And Hawley has this $180 million endowment that she was able to raise with the capital campaign, and they're renovating galleries now. It feels like a new space, and I love what she has done with the artist-in-residence program, which I do think brings in a vibrancy and energy, especially to contemporary art, which they can now show at the museum.
So she's leaving amidst all these other departures in the Boston art world. Malcolm Rogers leaving the MFA, Tom Lentz leaving the Harvard Art Museums. Is this worrisome for the city?
I don't think so. I think all three directors have left these three major institutions in really, really good shape, and now their successors can really just help further shape their identities. But the financial bones are so strong in each of these organizations.
All right, Jared Bowen, thank you.